Do you want to be able to allow up to 20,000 participants into your Microsoft Teams meeting? I'm the Productivity Coach, and today I show you how. Hi, I'm Stuart Ridout, the Productivity Coach, and I'm a modern work customer success manager at Microsoft. Now, lots of my customers say that they want to be extending their Teams meetings out to much larger audiences than the 300 limit that they have today. And we have announced that in the future we're going to be having view-only experiences. Well, really exciting news is that this has now landed in the Message Center, so we started to see some more details about when this is going to roll out and what the experience is like. So if you do have access to the Office 365 Message Center, you will see this MC240169 Teams meetings to support view-only attendees notice has landed now. So it's telling us that Teams is going to soon support up to 20,000 meeting attendees as view-only. It's telling us that the licensing that you need is an E3 or an E5 or an A3 or an A5 if you're in education. And there are some limit changes that are going to happen over the course of the year. So in phase one, it's going to be up to 20,000 view-only participants to kind of allow us to cope with the working from home aspect that we have today. And that's going to be running from late Feb through till end of June. And then beyond end of June, it will revert to 10,000 view-only participants. So as we say, currently it is limited to 300 in a meeting. If you try and join after that time, you can't. And so this will allow you to go beyond that and join a Teams meeting that has overflow capacity. There are a few kind of caveats and things like this in terms of, meeting organisers don't see the view-only participants in attendee counts, and we can't remove view-only attendees from a meeting. But to be honest, if you've got up to 20,000 people in a meeting, it's going to be very difficult to find and remove somebody from that roster anyway. You don't need, view-only attendees don't need a special SKU to join the meeting. However, they do need permission to bypass the lobby. This is quite important. We'll look at that in a moment. And if you are an admin, the Message Center says that the feature is off by default for the users, and there is a PowerShell script there to allow you to go in. Now, there is a link here to give you a little bit more information. So if we just go and visit that docs page, then this is confirming, and actually says here from being available in early March, as opposed to late Feb, which is what the Message Center is. So expect something between those kind of times. So it just gives you a little bit more detail. So attendees who join the meeting first, up to that capacity, the 300 capacity, will get the full Teams meeting experience, can share audio and video, see shared videos, and participate in chat. And then once you go beyond that 300, you will go automatically into the view-only experience. Okay, so the only way that you won't be able to do that is if the administrators disable the Teams view-only experience, or if the attendee doesn't have permission to bypass the lobby. Now, this would probably make good sense anyway, even if you were having up to 300 people in a meeting, because if you have a lobby approval, you're not going to want that for a larger meeting because it will just be pinging all the time. So I will show you the lobby settings just in a moment, but it is important to take note. So when the capacity has been reached, the meeting organizer and the presenters will get a banner at the top here that says that the meeting has reached capacity. So any new participants will be going to the view-only experience. And for those view-only participants, when they go, it will give them a message when they join to say that the meeting has reached capacity. So you will join in view-only mode. So importantly, obviously you want to make sure that your presenters can still be presenting here. So it does reserve space for explicitly mentioned users who are explicitly set as presenters in the meeting options. So again, I'm going to jump across the meeting options in a little bit. But again, this is really important to note along with those lobby settings. Because otherwise, if you haven't got presenters, it's going to pretty much derail your meeting experience. And in that case, if they then leave and later rejoin the meeting, they'll still be able to get in as a presenter. Okay, so the users who are in the 300, they can't see the view-only attendees. And as I say, we can't remove the view-only attendees from that. The view-only attendees can listen to the meeting. They can see the video feed for the active speaker, or they can see content being shared using the shared desktop functionality. So they won't be able to kind of bypass a lobby, which we've said. They can't join via audio conferencing or via a Teams room system. They obviously can't share their audio or video because they're view only mode, and they can't see or participate in the meeting chat. So all of those are quite important, and especially if you're doing a larger meeting and you do want to have Q&A, you might want to think about using something like Microsoft Forms to be able to collect Q&As that will come in via that. Okay, and quite importantly here it says the Teams view only experience allows you to see contents being shared using the shared desktop functionality, and just down here it does specify that they can't see PowerPoint files that are shared using the native share PowerPoint functionality or individual application shares. So it must be a desktop share and not share PowerPoint file or share an individual window. And view only attendees aren't going to be included in the attendance report as well. But putting those caveats to one side, really exciting experience that's going to be coming very, very soon. So I just want to jump very quickly into meeting options just to make sure that when this does land for you, you can start using it and it goes off with a bang. So here I am in Teams, and I've got a meeting here. I'm going to go to meeting options. So you can either get to that via Teams or via the email message or the calendar appointment that's got meeting options down the bottom. And the things you need to be really careful of are this top one here, who can bypass the lobby. So currently for mine, I've said people in my organization and guests. Now, if this is an internal up to 20,000 person meeting, then this will be fine. If you're doing something that's public facing, you're going to need to set that to everyone. Otherwise, anybody who goes into Overflow won't be able to get into Overflow if they're outside of the organization. Plus, the first 300 people, if anybody is external, then they'll get stuck in the, you'll have to keep allowing them in via the lobby, even up to the 300. So it's not a great experience. So make sure that you set those lobby options there. And then the other one to be really careful is who can present. So if you leave it as everyone, it reads like, and I don't know this for sure, but in the documentation, it reads like they're not going to get a reserved spot. So you need to make sure on this who can present that you go for specific people and you pick those specifically invited people. So if I wanted to say that Jack was going to be a specific presenter and Helen was going to be a specific presenter, I need to explicitly call them out here in the meeting options, and then they will get a reserved spot in there. Okay, and obviously this allows you to do things even for the 300 people. It allows you to kind of use these features like allow attendees to unmute, so you could switch that off. So even that 300 aren't going to be particularly disruptive, etc. And then I can save that there. Okay, so really exciting announcements in the Message Center. We hope to see that soon. Once it does land, I can try and see what we can do in terms of showcasing that. But go and check out the documentation. I will pop the links to everything in the notes on this YouTube video or on LinkedIn as well, so you can go and find out more. Hopefully you found this useful. Please share it with other people. This is a really exciting feature that's landing in Microsoft Teams. Reminder that I do tips on Tuesdays and I do lunch and learn lives on Fridays at 12:30 GMT on this channel, youtube.com/productivity coach. So please like, subscribe, make sure you get the notifications when new content comes, and I will see you again on another video. Thanks for watching.